What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast here. And it's going to be yet another tropical update here. We're going to have a lot more to come because this is actually next week, the peak of the hurricane season. So we're going to be seeing a lot of activity, especially this month, even next month. So we're going to be seeing a lot of activity here September and October. But the peak is next week. So really intriguing here, as we already have three disturbances that are off Africa in the MDR. We just saw Niña make landfall in Belize, and then we had obviously Omar not a couple days ago. But really, 15 named storms. We've had nothing but a hyperactive season, and 15 named storms before the peak. So I think it's almost a guaranteed shot. Basically, it is a guaranteed shot. We will see Greek named storms. So really, could we get those Greek named storms rather soon? Really, that's a question. When will we get it? But it really depends how much will September blow up. We have three disturbances really watching. Two could actually possibly form. We have one with a 70% chance and one with a 40% chance. And we have yet another new disturbance off Africa. So it seems like Africa is bringing more and more and more disturbances here. So we're going to be talking about all that in today's video. Invest 91L and all these disturbances and whether they have conditions to form. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So here is a look at the National Hurricane Center, and here we're seeing a lot of junction of activity right here in the eastern Atlantic. We have yet another new disturbance off Africa with a 20% chance in the next 5 days and a 0% chance in the next 48 hours. But really, it seems like we're seeing so many potential low pressures coming off Africa. I mean, we already have had three within less than a couple of days, but as you see, Invest 91L sitting here at a 40% chance. So this is actually Invest 91L. It has a 40% chance now for the next 5 days and a 20% chance in the next 48 hours. And then we have disturbance number 2, which is at our highest probability for formation, is at now at a 70% chance. And this one does seem to possibly be the biggest threat out of the other two disturbances, because not only does it have a higher probability for landfall, or a higher probability for formation, not landfall, for formation, it does seem like it's going to really impact some land here. I mean, look at where this formation, this circle is for formation, where it can form. It seems like it's going to be heading toward areas of land. So that's why it is, in my definitely big concern for maybe portions of the Caribbean here, because it does already have a 70% chance to form in the next 5 days and a 20% chance in the next 48 hours. And obviously, there's a third one off Africa. Niña made landfall, as actually surprisingly strengthened right to a hurricane right before landfall. It was surprising because it was interacting with the land, but there it is. Niña's now over Belize, over Guatemala, and is now bringing 1,004 millibars and 45 miles an hour. Actually, the Eastern Pacific already has a disturbance here for this. Like I said, definitely not out of the picture if this regained strength in the Pacific. Look at that, already a 10% chance in 48 hours. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive. And then we have tropical depression there, 15L, going to go out to sea and die. So really, the big talk is we are nearing the peak of the season with next week, September 10th. It is 7 days away, exactly a week away from the average peak, and we're already at 15 named storms, guys. 15 named storms. We are right here at September 3rd. We are right here. Let's actually choose a different color here. We're right here, basically. We are basically right. I don't know why I can't draw. We're basically right here, guys, and we're super duper close to the peak of the season. I'm really intrigued to see how September will react, or how it will be. How many storms, how many landfalls, how many majors could we have between September here? Really intriguing, because I mean, if we've had 15 named storms before the peak, which has rarely ever happened other than 2005, I really can't say that September's not going to be. I can't say September's not going to be active, because it definitely will be extremely active. And also, we have a second peak here for October. So I feel like September and October will definitely be a very big threat here. A very big threat, September. I mean, we can definitely see many more storms to come. We can have anywhere from 3 to 4 named storms left to come. Really, I mean, we've already had Niña and Omar so far this September. Paulette could possibly form soon. rather in the next 5 days. Rain also possibly having a chance in the next between week. So we're really watching out. Maybe we can have 3 or 4 named storms before the end of September, before October 1st. I mean, could that mean we can get Greek named storms in the beginning of October? Is that a chance beginning of October to have Greek named storms? I think there's a possibility. I mean, I think the probability of us getting Greek named storms in September, like late September, I wouldn't say it's going to happen. I just think the probability has increased, as we've had already 2 named storms in September, and we're only 3 days in. So really going to be really watching out if we can get Greek named storms sooner than expected. And if that happens, I'm sorry, but this could be a lot worse than 2005 then, because, I mean, that'll be very impressive. Let's take a look at the conditions here if these disturbances can form. As you see, we have one right here. That is a one with a 70% chance. Then we have 91L right here, I believe. And then we have another one right off Africa there. But as you see, the NDR is trying to warm up. That's exactly why. That's exactly why September is the peak, because waters are so warm in September and they're more widespread. But starting to see some really warm temperatures now getting into the NDR. We're starting to see some really warm temperatures coming in from the western and eastern Caribbean, and they're starting to see 29 degrees Celsius in the MDR and the equatorial Atlantic. Even 30 degrees Celsius has popped up in the MDR, but obviously that's exactly why 91L has a possibility to be formed, because it's going to be heading in those warmer waters here. So really going to be a concern as it's going to be heading these warm waters, but also 28 to 27 degrees Celsius off Africa, which is actually still sustainable for formation. And as you see, we have one blob of formation right there. We have another one right here. So, I mean, really, there's a possibility that these disturbances could possibly form, especially being big threats if they head into the western Atlantic, which they obviously will. I mean, we already have a possibility for the one with a 70% chance. Seems like, based on where it's going to form, its circle, going to be heading towards the Caribbean, as well with the 91L possibly going to, who knows, maybe go there. I mean, there's definitely a big threat for areas in the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, the portion of the Caribbean right here. I think they're definitely going to keep an eye out for both of these disturbances, and really going to watch with that 20% chance. It just popped up. It's really new. But to answer the question, conditions are favorable water-wise for these storms or these disturbances to form. And here we are. We're still sitting at La Niña status, negative 0.697, basically negative 0.7 here. So we've been sitting at La Niña status for around 2 weeks here. That's how long we've been sitting it at straight, actually. See, negative 0.5. We've basically been sitting there in a row since really August 20th, which was around 2 weeks ago. So as you see, we are continuing to drop in value. So this, obviously, the closer or the longer we stay at a La Niña status, the more obviously the chances increase to have an official La Niña, and that's going to really help minimize shear in the equatorial Atlantic, and to help minimize, obviously, that since shear will be dying down, so will the dry air, and that's going to leave extremely favorable conditions. And it really sucks, and it's actually a coincidence that this is all happening right as we near the peak of the season. So if we have extremely favorable conditions in the peak of the season, and it's a hyperactive 2020 season in the peak, I think that's nothing but bad news for people who don't like tropical cyclones. I think this is definitely going to be a big threat, and we're definitely going to see this in the coming future, in the next coming weeks. We're going to definitely see so many cyclones spawning up faster than usual and more often than usual because of the condition we'll be clearing out due to that strengthening incoming La Niña. Here's a look now at the ocean heat content. It's also trying to warm up or increase here near the equator in the equatorial Atlantic. Obviously, we don't really have storms this far south here usually, but really, if that really increases and it moves more north, that would be a big threat here. But this ocean heat content's becoming a lot more widespread now. We all saw where it was when Marco and Laura happened, where that ocean heat content was, but now it's actually moving more to the south and more to the north, which is exactly why September is the peak. So if we have anything moving in this general area, it will blow up. It really will. So that's going to be some big impacts here. As September, we usually have these storms coming off Africa, and then they go like this. And that's what we usually, on average, see in September. So that's going to bring in some big concerns possibly for the Bay of Campeche, for the Gulf Coast, for Florida, up to the Carolinas here, because storms can definitely spawn up and go anywhere from there to here. So really big threats, especially the ocean heat content continuing to become higher and become more widespread. Like I said, the shear is continuing to drop now as we get closer to La Niña, or an official La Niña. And as you see, really look where we are September. It drops even more before October, and it starts to rise a little bit. But on average right now, we're seeing 15 knots in the tropical Atlantic on average, all averaged out in the shear-wise, 15 knots, which is obviously really nothing for a tropical cyclone. So that's leading concerns that actually might drop up to 14, even 13 knots before October, which is why I'm saying this is going to be rising concerns, because shear will continue to drop up to the point of October. So that leaves that whole peak season to be very favorable, which is why I'm really concerned for September and October to really be extremely active. Let's take a look now at the probabilities of formation based on the assembles of NCEP and CMC and European models for the next 120 hours. And as you see, we have two big blobs in the MDR. One actually has a 100% chance for 100% chance for a probability of potentially reaching tropical cyclone strength here, or formation here. So that's obviously a concern. We have two big areas. One actually has a 100% chance in the next 120 hours, and then the other blob has a 80 to 90% chance. So it seems like definitely the MDR can become a big threat. Who cares if we don't have a 100, or we don't even have above a 20% chance here? It really matters if these become really high probabilities. That's going to increase the chance for seeing tropical cyclones moving in this general area. Because obviously September and October, the average storms, they come off Africa, and then they go this way. They're really long track storms here. So that's exactly why this is still a big threat. This is going to increase the chance of formation off Africa, which is to increase the chance to possibly name storms. So here is the actually assembled tracks here, if these actually do become something, which they expect. So here's 91L. Here's the one with the 100%, or that's actually the one with the 70% chance. And then this is the one that just became an just became a disturbance. Sorry. That's where we have that. As you see, that one that just came out of Africa is expected to go out to sea there. This one right here, the 70% chance is expected to go that way. And then that one with the one Invest 91L is expected to kind of loop like that and then go like that, which is a weird track here. But as you see, that's why I'm saying that one with the 70% chance, soon to be 92L, it's going to be a big threat. It's probably the biggest threat to land here, whether it's the Caribbean. I think this is going to be a big threat. The one with the 70% chance for the Caribbean out of every other one, out of 91L and out of the new one off Africa. It's heading straight possibly for the Caribbean, while the others are possibly going to become either fish storms or going to avoid the Caribbean. So still going to be seeing some big threats for portions of the East Coast here, because if 91L looks to go like that, that could possibly be a threat to the U.S., but not the Caribbean. But 90 or 70%, the 70% chance going to possibly be a threat for U.S. and Caribbean here. So really keeping a look on where these could possibly go and how soon, if they do form, could it be soon, or really just going to be seeing if the probability for formation increases. Like I said in the past coming slides, that usually in September on average, not even as well as August, we usually see these invest and disturbances off Africa. And you see this is for September here. And look what we have here. We have basically they're showing basically what we could possibly see here. Obviously, we have a most likely tracks here, most likely for obviously the Gulf, Yucatan Peninsula, even Bay of Campeche, and also for portions of the Caribbean. and portions of the U.S. coast. So really watching out, we have the 70% chances right here, 20% chances basically right here, and then we have the 70% chances right here, 20% chance right here, and then we have 91L basically right here. So really, these three could definitely be following that general track here, because I mean, look where that white line is. It's basically where it's basically where that 70% chance disturbance will be in the coming days. So really just keeping an eye on a probability. This is obviously the average of September, and it seems like there's definitely a good chance at least one of these disturbances could possibly follow at least one of these arrows. So here's a look now at Invest 91 mall tracks. It's super weird. I have no idea what to tell you with this. I mean, this is actually one of the weirdest tracks I've ever seen. So this is actually where they show it now, 24 hours, I believe so. And then some go like this. And then like this. That's what one model shows. Then another one goes like this. I mean, I can't even give you a cone, really. I mean, this is your cone for 91L, guys. That is your cone. I had no idea what to say. I mean, they're like all over the place. One goes like this, and then the other does some weird loop snake looking thing. Like this is the tracks. This is what the models have, and this is the black line showing you on averaged out. The black line's basically averaged out of all these tracks. And you see the black line shows it doing some weird track, like going south and looping like a snake, then going straight up north, straight up northwest. Like I said, this is why 91L could possibly pose a threat for maybe even the Bahamas. 91L could possibly pose a threat for the Bahamas, even the southeastern U.S. coast. I wouldn't say it poses a threat for like the Puerto Rico area, Los Antilles. I think that's more of that 70% chance storm. But obviously we have a lot of tracks to the south of that black line. So I would just say, if you're in the Caribbean, be on the lookout for at least one system here. Well, if you want to be on the lookout for both or all three, by all means, that's you. But in model intensity guidance, we have 5 models on this, and 2 seems like almost 3 are going to get this to a tropical storm, but they get to a tropical storm around as early as 84 hours, as late as 108 hours. So around that 5-day mark, and then it seems that the CTCI could it be heading toward a tropical storm a lot sooner, and then we have 2 others that are showing this not even forming. So let's take a look at the GFS here, see what they have, what we have here. So as you see, this is, I believe, this is 91L, I believe, 1,009 millibars, and then I believe 1,005 millibars, and then this is the 70% chance right here. That's the disturbance with a 70% chance. That is 91L, and that is that one that just came off Africa. So you see, GFS shows that one that just came off Africa forming before the other ones, and that's pretty impressive. And you gets to 993 millibars, 990. Like I said, seems like the 70% chance could be a threat. And look at this, we have another 2 low pressures in the MDR. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 low pressures, all below 1,008 millibars or at 1,008 millibars. But that one with the 1,007 is 91L here. So it seems we have a lot of threats, but it looks like both storms, the 70% chance and the one that had the yellow or 20% chance for development right now, those both go out to sea here. So it seems like GFS is showing a lot of out to sea fish storms, which is obviously good. But obviously, soon that GFS also shows another seems like Omar-like path or Omar-like system that comes off Georgia and then forms in the northern Atlantic but doesn't touch land. So really, I mean, GFS is showing a good amount of possibilities here. Let's also look at the CMC here. So CMC, this is Invest 91L right here, 1,009 millibars, and then this 1,006 millibars is the one with the 70% chance, or aka soon to be 92L, and then this one at 1,005 millibars is the one with the 20% chance we have right now. And it looks like they all go out to sea. But look at this, the CMC shows 2 more low pressures coming off Africa before September 13th. And they're all going to be coming off below sub 1,010 millibars. They're all going to come off sub 1,010, which is very, very impressive. Actually, one will be 1,005 millibars when it gets off Africa there. So those are really, that's a big concern. It's really watching it. There's a lot of possibilities here. And yeah, that's basically what we have there. So guys, I hope you guys did enjoy that video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and bye guys.